We're live.
Derek said we're live, and he's right. We are live, and I've recently picked up smoking, if you couldn't tell. My name is Commissioner Colin Pierce, and of course, with me tonight is my buddy Derek Jinko. But also,
I'm a peon.
also with me, no, you're not. You're a winner, Derek. We're going to talk about that later. You're a winner in one way, loser in another today. But you asked for this, Mr. Bah Humbug. But anyways, also with me tonight, right here, is Commissioner Zach Holdorf. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Glad to be here.
And to his left, but your right, is none other than owner of the Boston Whales, Skill. He's been drinking since 3 p.m. this afternoon, if you couldn't tell. Well, we are happy to be here. We hope you're happy to be here. Everybody's coming, showing up in the chat tonight. We'll say coming in the chat, but that would be weird.
Cherry's calling us the bald buddies there.
What?
The bald buddies.
Fact, the number of bald people we have on the show has doubled.
Bald is beautiful.
But hear me out. The amount of people with hair has also doubled.
That's actually true. Well, yeah.
No,
And for anybody who's wondering where that voice came from, should have muted him before we started. That is Rise Commish Jake, who is going to share a little bit of a story with us before we get started. I feel like we should just go ahead and pull up your stools, guys. Grab your drink, because I don't know about you, but when I'm drinking a few and it's getting late in the evening, I like to tell some good stories. Jake said he's got a good one for us tonight, and I'm going to hand it over to him. We'll let him share his story.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Pull out, grab a stool, grab your drink. This one's wild. We're gonna have to start. We're gonna have to set up our main characters for this story. So, my mom had to go and grab the rest of our stuff from our old house to bring it here, and so we called up a few of my friends. They're gonna help out, right? So, we're getting the stuff into the U-Haul. The two main important friends' names are Jack and Steven, right? We're going to call Steven Scuba because that's what I call him. We move everything, we get it over there, and then, they're staying the night. So we decide, you know what, let's pop open a few drinks and have a great time. We started drinking and forgot that we had to go to my 11-year-old little brother's game. That's a whole
All right, hold on. We're having issues.
Apparently they can't hear you, but I could.
We can't hear Jake. We can't hear Jake. We can't hear Jake.
Oh.
All right. I'm so sorry.
All that again.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He's super quiet.
Every time he backs out and comes back in, he gets a new little code here. So let's go ahead and put this in here. Try it again for me, Jake. Did he just back out? He backed out. He tried to fix it himself. He's back. Which means he has a new link. Sorry, folks. Let's try this one more time. I think we're good. Jake?
Good?
Yeah, I see it on here. You're good.
All right, dope.
Take it away.
All right. So we're going to quickly speed up what I said. So we had to help move some of my shit from an old house to the current house, and we had two of my friends join me. Their names are Scuba and Jack. Dope guys. So we bring everything, we move it to the current house, right? And we decide, we had a great day, a long day. Let's pop open a few drinks, which is what we did. My sister had the pink one. You see me going crazy. Unfortunately, we had to go to my 11-year-old brother's football game. That was funny. But then we decided after the game, we're all going to go to a haunted house together. Everyone's going to hop in the car. We're going to go. Unfortunately, there's 8 of us, one car. If you don't know the law, that's not very legal.
Like a circus? Like a bunch of clowns?
Yeah, 8 people, one car. So we start driving there. The setup is me on the back with my little brother on my lap. My little sister in the middle, then my friend with my other brother on his lap, and then my friend with my eldest sister on his lap. That's weird, but it becomes important later in the story. So we start driving. Remember, we've been drinking, so Alex is having a rough time, puking up a little bit, hanging out the window, throwing up. which is also, if you don't know the law, also not legal. So we were going to the haunted house. My mom makes a wrong turn. So we get ready to do a U-turn. We're getting prepared for the U-turn. Lights come on. This cop has been trailing us. She pulls up. My mom's like, fuck. Because here's another kick in the story. My mom's license is suspended.
Oh,
Which
no.
is, if you also don't know, also pretty illegal. So she's like, shit, I can't have them, ask for license or we're fucked. So she turns to my sister, who is still throwing up out a window, and said, I'm so sorry, but this lie is going to be awful. Cop comes up, comes to my mom. My mom looks at her and said, you need to let us go. She's having a miscarriage. My sister's not pregnant.
No way.
So this female officer goes, oh, shit. So you think, oh, she'll just let us go, right? Oh, no. Technically, it's a medical emergency. She has to hold us there and call the ambulance. So they take my sister out of the car, sit her down. My mom walks around the side, and unfortunately, my sister...
What?
What was it?
Talking.
What was the mistake? Jake.
No. I cut off. So I know. I realized I cut out, so I cut myself off. So the same sentence. She starts talking, which is her mistake, because remember, drinking. That officer sniffs it out, immediately knows what's wrong, but doesn't do anything wrong about it. Just asks, "Have you drank anything?" She goes, "No." She believes us. Don't know how. So she comes in, calls the ambulance, right? Which my sister does not want to go in. And then a couple more cops show up, plus the EMT, before the ambulance. They're still talking to my sister, who, remember, is just drunk, not having a kid. But they seem to go along with it. I feel like I forgot. Oh, right. Then they pull over my mom because they sniffed alcohol out and gives her a field sobriety test. Thank God my mom had not been drinking, so she got through it clear. Now... So the idea that I'm trying to do is trying to get Alex into the ambulance going and then just bring me, my friend, and the rest of the kids home. Unfortunately, that is still 7 people in a car. Still illegal. How do you cut that number down? Well, you look at one of my friends who she was sitting on the lap of and claim he's the father of this not real child.
You're lying.
I'm not lying. I swear to God, this is true.
Bro posts this.
So they bring him outside. Do you know what the unfortunate thing is? They have to question him. Guess what? He was also drinking. They sniff it out on him too. Have you had anything to drink? No. They don't care. They let it through. They put my sister on ambulance, put him in it. They send him out and let me, my mom, my other friend, and my 3 little siblings, because now it's 5 in a car. It's manageable. It's okay. Or 6. Yeah, 6, because I'm skinny enough. They let 4 people in the back seat. So we drive. We're off. We drop off my little siblings. But now here's the new issue. My sister's still on her way to a hospital having a miscarriage with a non-real child. So she has to refuse medical treatment because, remember, it's America. You don't need to get treated. But the thing is, if they realize that she's drinking, bad. Doesn't go well. So we have to go race to the hospital and pick them both up, who, both of them, idiots, been drinking. And the thing that almost screws us here, and I wasn't in the hospital for this part, this is the first account from my boy Jack, who was in the hospital. Remember, he's the boyfriend in this story. My sister is not puking at this time, so they get away with the fact that she wasn't drinking. Unfortunately, Jack is. He's in the bathroom multiple times throwing up. They're like, you throwing up? It's like, yeah, the sight of puke makes me throw up, and so now I'm in an infinite cycle. It somehow works. He gets out of that. They bring up to my sister so he can refuse medical treatment. They do. They get out perfectly fine. We go. We pick him up. We all go home. Unfortunately, $374 for the haunted house goes down the drain. But oh my, we had a story.
That is almost unbelievable. Don't
blame me if you don't believe me, but on God,
I am very concerned for you as a person.
Post this to Reddit.
Thank you, Jake, for that happy hour story. This is exactly the kind of story I would hear at a bar in Huntington from somebody I've never met.
Hey, here's a fun fact. There's a Huntington on Long Island.
Well, And
There's a Huntington in Long Island?
Interesting. Well, Jake isn't going anywhere, folks. He will be here providing trivia for us tonight. So hope that story didn't scare anybody. But let's get down to some fun stuff. Thank you, Jake. I'm muting you right now.
Oh.
All right, Jake is
God.
muted. That story gives me indigestion. Let's shake that one off, guys. Let's shake that off and let's get into some WFA business. We need to talk about what's happened this weekend. We've got some quarterfinals to talk about. What we've decided to do is break this down to one game per individual here tonight. So I'm going to start off with Derek. What game you got for us?
We're going to talk about another Jake L, a common Jake L, if you will. Where in fact I'm recapping the Santa Fe Green Bay Wolfpack matchup that happened. I was there, and it was a good time. To be honest, this game did not go how I anticipated, and not the ending, because I had predicted that one. That was easy to predict, but more how it went down. I mean, this was a defensive battle early. We went into the first two quarters up until 2 minutes before halftime being 3-3, typically pretty high scoring offensives, knocked down to a defensive battle. A lot of it had to do, I think, with Green Bay, and I think this is where the what ifs come from, and maybe some might say the curse and bad luck of the Wolfpack. First half, they actually had two starters go down at least part of the time with injury, being their quarterback Hudnall and their starting defensive tackle Stanley Rains, both down with injury, not permanent, not for the full game, but a couple series each. I think that played a part. Honestly, the Wolfpack led in every bit of this game as far as statistical numbers, except for time of possession. Green Bay had as many turnovers. This is a little fun fact for the people who like trivia. Green Bay had as many turnovers as Santa Fe did rushing yards. 5. Santa Fe's rushing game was absolutely terrible. They need to do a lot better. The Green Bay showed up late, scoring quickly and actually recovering an onside kick, only to immediately turn it over via interception the very next play. And I think that was the pick six, kind of sealed the deal. So all in all, Green Bay, Wolfpack, Jake, they lose in the second round again.
I think I saw
game.
Jake said that was like 5 or 6 times in a row.
Yeah, in the second round of something.
That's wild. That's a bad
that
curse.
Was the game. Ended up being 27-17.
Zach Skill, any comments on that game?
Nope. I'm just glad the Wolfpack lost.
Well, I will say that player Derek Jinko had an outstanding game. He had a turkey in interceptions with a pick 6, got player of the game. Prowl showed up on defense. Worried about their run game going into the semifinals, but I'm sure Coach Derek Jinko will get that all straightened out. So
We'll see.
All right, next up, Skill, take us away.
So this Boston Washington is always a really good game. Ever since last year's first round game, it was very turnover heavy. Boston got 3 turnovers on Washington, while Washington got 4, with 2 interceptions by Max Shoot, one by C0, and another fumble recovery by, I believe, DJ. And then on Boston's side, Abdul Hodge had a pick and Craven had 2. A lot of passing for the Whales, with 326 yards through the air, which landed Napoli the player of the game, with a 12-yard pass to Quez Rich for a touchdown and a 40-yard to Ricky Rivera. And Washington was more balanced than Boston. They had 130 yards in the air and 210 on the ground, with 78 and 69-yard runs by Steven Sanders. And in the end, Washington ran out of time on the final drive, and they failed to reach the end zone. And Boston moves on.
That was a good game. That was a really close game, back and forth. Like you said, it's always a good game between the two of you. That was the toughest pick for me this week, picking between you two. I thought if any underdog had a team, if any underdog had a chance to win a game this week, it was Boston. And Boston showed up, took the dub. So great job, man. Anybody else?
Thank you.
I'll say I watched this game extensively, and we talked about this. Obviously, the winner of this game is the one the Prowl is going to have a head-on collision with. Honestly, didn't know who I wanted to win this game, but a lot of notes to take and a lot of things to get ready before the weekend.
Yep.
That's what I got.
Zach, final comments with you. Otherwise, go ahead and head into your game.
I got nothing on that game. You have anything for that game? Or no?
No, go ahead and take over the Pottsville or the Jackson-Dayton game.
Okay. Jackson-Dayton. Dayton pulled ahead in the fourth quarter after Jackson led 14-3 at halftime. It was a defensive battle there in the first half. Dayton finally pulled through in the fourth quarter, putting up 21 points to get the victory, 24-17. Passing yards were a big key factor in the Aviators' win there, 320 passing yards for Miller. So he had a good passing game. The running back situation, Mr. Rhino Spine, he just can't get going. There's no running game in the WFA for any team really, unless you're Boston.
Yeah.
So basically it just boiled down to that fourth quarter. It was pretty close going into it. 17 to. Well, actually, it wasn't really close. 17-3 going into the fourth, and then they just pulled ahead. So
it was a great comeback. I mean, in my opinion, the best comeback of the weekend.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see Dayton coming back from this. I'm like, I didn't think they were going to do it.
Dayton really got their stuff together and showed up. I am still impressed in the fact that they made an early season trade with the Prow, gave away their gold running back for Rhino Spine, and are still competing at a high level. I mean, for being an expansion team, the only expansion team to make it this far, hats off to Mac McDaniel.
Yep, agree.
Anybody else on that game?
No, I think what Dayton's doing is great. I said it during the draft. I think they had one of, if not the best draft class of anyone, and I think it's showing. They're doing some good stuff down there in Dayton or up there, depending on where you are in the country.
I guess it depends on where our headquarters are. Yeah.
Yeah.
So our headquarters are in Mason, West Virginia.
Oh, it's so up there.
Well, I guess we're everywhere and nowhere at the same time, like Jesus. But
hey, don't the headquarters change when you step down though?
Well, we've got one more game to talk about tonight. This is the Pottsville, Vermont game, and I can tell you this wasn't much of a game at all. Bull Moose completely took over from the beginning. Final score was 17-31. Pottsville ended the game with, I think, the most passing yards of the weekend with 375, but a lot of that came through desperate measures to try to come back in the fourth quarter. So Bull Moose had just a little over 200 yards, but over 10 yards per pass, which I think is super impressive. Penalties were tied at 1-1. Penalties, a pretty clean game. However, turnovers is where it was lost for Pottsville. 6 turnovers, resulting in 21 points scored for Vermont in that game. It's real hard to win a game when you have 6 turnovers and the other team has 0. Want to go ahead and shout out possibly rookie of the year candidate Rudy Rohan for player of the game, 16 for 20, 213 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a QBR of 144 in the quarterfinals. Good showing. So Vermont definitely showing why they have been picked as the number 1 seed this season. So very good. Anything on that game, fellas?
I mean, that was a battle of the Titans. Two big squads there. I mean, you got back at the start of the season. The Maroons were the consensus number 1 best team we had for several weeks. Their defense was elite. But now, so it takes a major player off the field. I know Dave is probably very sad, especially because he couldn't watch the game in live and only had to tune into the butt kicking after the fact. But either way, the winner of that game is going to be a tough person to meet next week. So good luck, Dayton.
Yeah. Yep. That we've got some really good teams heading into the Final Four. None of them are commissioners this season, which is a first for the WFA. So that's another really cool thing. We'll come back to that as we make our picks for next week. But let's go ahead and head over to the other screen, fellas. We got something fun to do. Let's make this league some money. What do you think? What do you think?
I mean, if you really want me to get back on the pole, I can do that. I thought I gave up stripping, but we can do what I can to keep the league going.
This is the WFA annual charity. Derek stripping. Well, we aren't stripping, but we are going to gamble a little bit, folks. And I see 12 people in the chat tonight. I'm expecting 12 votes when the polls go out here. So everybody pay attention to the chat as the polls come out. We are going to be placing 4 prop bets for each of the 4 teams remaining in the semifinals. We're going to explain a little bit about that as we go, but let's go ahead and pull up a graphic here. And I want to start with the Bull Moose. We'll start in the top left corner. My parlay, my line I'm drawing here for us to choose from is, will the Bull Moose score over or under 29.5 points as a team? Okay, so this is not including the Aviators. This is just Vermont. Will they score over or under 29.5 points? We're going to let Jake go ahead and put the poll in the chat. You guys vote. We're going to talk about it. What do you guys think?
I mean, we call it recency bias, but I'm thinking over. The Bull Moose are a unit, and I like Dayton a lot. But man, Bull Moose can put up points, and have put up points on several occasions this season. So I would lean towards the over, personally.
What about you
I
guys?
think you'll get the under.
Ooh, okay.
Dayton's defense has been pretty stellar this playoffs. So
I'm going to take the under as well. I'm not like the Bull Moose. They were a good team, but 29 and 30 points is a decent mark, and they have been playing really well. So I feel like they get close to it, but they don't hit the over.
Well, I can tell this is a good line because I'm taking the over. So we are split as a panel 50-50.
like it.
My reasoning is because my goal as an owner is always score 30 or more points and get 100 yards rushing. If you can do that most of the time, you win. So I think Bull Moose are here to play. I'm hoping they can do it. But I'm going for the over on that. What does the community think? Let's see. We got about a minute left on that vote.
Looks like 7 votes right now.
So,
Keep going.
guys,
We
make
need
sure that
12,
you
dude.
vote because
Looks like
there's
the under is winning right now.
there's
Hey,
$50 on the line. If we get all 4 of these right as a group, I will give $50 to Zach and Dave to do whatever
From
they
his-
want to do
From
for the
his
WFA.
children's college fund straight to the league. F their education.
That's right.
You will not be able to get the latest textbooks I ran a sim league 20 years ago.
Poll is complete. We've got a 71% on the under. I'm going to go ahead and mark that, and I'm going to let, let's see, Zach, go ahead and put up your line.
So my line is the Harrison Miller passing yards for just himself, 300.5. Last game he had 319, so I think he'll hit the over again. You know, the Santa Fe. I don't think they have a pass defense. No offense, Derek.
Don't mind my 3 picks and a pick 6 there. That's fine.
Hey, you know that was a fluke. That was just a fluke.
Well, I think they're playing. Yeah. Wait a second. Harrison Miller is playing Bull Moose.
Yeah,
Right?
he's the Bulmos. He's
Yeah.
not paying Santa
Oh, so
Fe.
yeah, no offense, Derek.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't bother me.
Okay, Bull Moose don't have a pass defense.
Yeah. That's those guys.
There we go.
I'm going to go with the over as well, mostly because I think Aviators are going to be playing from behind this game, and I think we're going to see what Pottsville did against the Crabs. So, yep, I think that we're going to see a team trying to throw the ball, get as many points on the board as they can, and I think Harrison Miller is going to throw the over.
Let's go over as well. I like points. And who knows, if he's slinging it for over 300, I think it gives the chance for the Aviators to pull out an upset. So let's do it. Over 300.
I'm going to the over as well.
Ooh,
Harrison Miller has been on fire this year, 3,900 yards passing, and I don't see that stopping against the Bulmos.
See, Colin, when I sent this to you, I originally said 350.
Yeah, and then you changed it to 330, and I accidentally typed 300. So we're going to consider this. We are going to consider this, and what do they call it on DraftKings when they've got like an odds shift? This is an odds surge profit boost bet.
I see you did that with another one as well, you jerk.
Yeah.
Wait, you gave me 2.5, man.
No, I sent you 3.5, man.
Oh,
that's
all
fine.
right. Another odds
Another
boost.
odds.
Another odds boost. All right. Well, you guys get your votes in on that. We're going to go ahead and let Skill set up the line for the next one.
So my line is Najee Lewiston over under 8.5 catches. He's Boston's #1 target, and he has had multiple high catch games.
I hate this line, man. This is tough. I would never bet on this in real life.
I wouldn't either.
What?
This is difficult.
As you're thinking
I'm
about
going
it,
the
I will
under.
say
I'm
the
going
last
the under. I
time,
don't-
last time I made a catch bet, prop bet, I lost by a single catch, a single reception that was dropped, and it cost me a couple $100 because he had it in his hands and he dropped it. So this is a risky one, and you know what? We're gonna lock down the #1 wide receivers. I'm going under. I don't think he gets. I don't think he gets over the 8.5. And if he does, it's gonna be for like 30 yards. F that guy.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to jump on that train too, and I'm punching the under, mostly because I would rather spend my time watching that game knowing that I'm in the green until he gets 9 receptions. It makes me feel better. Otherwise, I'd be stressed knowing, oh, he's got to get 9 interceptions. He's at 0, you know, and working my way up. So I'm picking the under.
I am picking the under as well. There's no way they prowl defense let him get anywhere close to 8 or 9.
Yeah. Now he might burn. He might burn us for one long one. Ain't no doubt about that. Maybe even 2. But he ain't getting us for over 8.5.
I'm
Well, let's go ahead and see. Yeah, you're taking the over skill. You've got some high
Of course he's
hopes.
taking the over.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Non-biased. Not biased.
Not biased at all. Looks like we've got 9 votes. Let's go ahead and lock those in, Jake, and then let's go to Derek for the final pick of our parlay.
It looks like Colin gave me a little blessing of an odds boost for the squad. Lowered the line to under 2.5 sacks. The Prowl, not often known for their pass rush ability, mainly because they primarily run a 3-4. A sneaky good pass rush team, if I do say so myself, racking up 6 sacks last game. They've had a couple high sack count games. I think they run the momentum, and I'm going over 2.5 sacks against the Whales. We're coming for the blubber.
You killed Hobart. Who are you going after next? But I'm also.
This
gonna
is
take the
such a
over,
tough
and
pick,
here's
man.
why. Even during our winning streak after the Long Beach game, there have been multiple high sack games, but we still scored a lot of points during those games. So even though I'm taking the over, I still think that it's not going to make much of a difference.
What do you think, Zach?
This is a tough one. I will do the over. I have faith in the Prowl. I played him
Sack
twice.
City, baby.
Got killed both times. So if anybody, I want to see anybody win this Jimbo. I want to see Derek win it.
Wow.
Become a good luck
Wow,
shot
he
from
came out and said
Vintage.
it. He's got
Yeah.
favorites.
All right. Okay, Zach. All right. Okay. Whatever you say.
Skill's
All right.
gonna leave. Skill's leaving. He's not gonna finish this
I played Santa Fe
episode.
twice. I didn't play Boston.
Yeah.
You did play, and I killed Hugo Zachary.
Oh.
Do you remember
I pay
that?
attention to my games.
Do you remember it now, Mr. Krabs? Well, I will say that I hate sacked parlays. They're awful. You have 3 men rushing the ball. However, if the Prowl can get ahead early at home, I feel like there's a chance that the Italian sausage tries to air it out a bit and bites off a little more than he can chew. And I think he gets sacked 3 or more times in the semifinals. I'm taking the over.
All right.
Taking the over. So looks like the community also voted the over. So what we are setting on, folks, I'll go ahead and clean this up and post it in the Discord later. But we have the Bull Moose under 29.5 points. Harrison Miller over 300 yards passing. Lewiston under 8.5 catches. And Santa Fe over 2.5 sacks. If all 4 of those things happen, $50 from my pocket goes in to Zach's. I mean the WFAs.
You're gonna buy corn.
I can buy some.
All right, folks. You guys want to play some trivia?
Let's go.
All
I
right.
think Jake is unmuted.
Oh, yeah. Let's unmute Jake. Let's go to the trivia table.
No.
Jake's not even in.
Nice.
Jake's
I'm unmuted
unmuted. Let me
Yeah,
clean
so-
up this mess I have.
You know what's
And
important about this? OBS Ninja has removed my ability to hear anyone but Colin, so
well, that's okay. You don't need to hear anybody except for me,
Also,
Jake.
I know. So unfortunate.
So, folks, what we are doing here is we are having a trivia competition. This is WFA-related questions. First person to get 3 questions correct wins. If there is a tie at 3, we will go into a sudden death mode where last man standing wins. All right? Jake, you can take over.
All right, guys. All right.
I can see
Okay.
Jake as like a trivia guy in a bar. Could totally see that.
Yeah, nine
only
names
he
are
was old
WFA
enough to
related
go to
except
that
for
bar.
one. Yeah, number 10 is not WFA related, so don't tie.
Is it Family Guy?
And he's going to post these in the chat, so people who are in the chat can also vote, and we can vote in the chat. So we'll go ahead and let him post.
Jake, where's my DM?
Let's get to bed. We're good.
I'm not much of a trivia man myself. Derek can account for that, but as far as WFA stuff goes, I might have a chance.
WFA and science is where Colin will carry you. He was our ace for science
That's really unfortunate.
and medical things. Outside of
That was all I did. I just drank
he's
until
about
there was a
shit.
medical question.
Yeah. Did that have anything to do with anatomy or science?
I'm going to keep points on my little notepad here too, so
Oh, that's adorable.
you guys can't cheat. Colin, Zach, Skill with no eye, and Derek.
Well, Colin, I'll have you know, I've been in a hospital at least once.
In your life or this week?
Yes. No, in my span of lifetime.
You've seen some medical stuff. Is that what you're saying? All right. Let's see.
Oh my.
Who won season 3 passing title? This was before my time.
I'm gonna. Do we say it? How does this work?
Well, you guys go ahead and vote. Once you lock in, just put your hand up, and then after everybody's locked in, then we will discuss it. Okay? All right, we're locked in. Then you can say whatever you want now. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. I picked Hugo.
I thought Hugo. I really did. I almost went Hugo, but then I thought, who's making these questions?
I thought the exact same thing. I only know 2 of those names as being older quarterbacks in the league, and I was like, well, Jake made this survey, so anytime to shout out MPJ and his team, he'll probably take it.
That's exactly what I thought.
MPJ.
That's exactly what I thought. Oh, gosh. All right, Jake, go ahead and reveal the correct answer.
What's the answer?
Is he here? Jake? Are you with us?
Oh, yeah, I put it in chat. Didn't go. It was MPJ.
Yeah.
NPJ,
Don't worry,
so-
that is the only Wolfpack one. I have to think.
So Colin, Zach, and Derek got that right. Zach is being left behind. Oh, wait. Skill's being
No,
left
Zach
behind.
got it right. Yeah, skill.
Yeah,
I
Skill's
got it
being left
wrong.
behind.
Me. I'm the stupid one.
All right.
Jack P says
What?
Jake's a
It's not me.
narcissist.
I am. Let's be honest. It is, in fact, me.
Very good. I'm glad that worked out. I had no idea.
Shocker.
I had no
Where's
idea.
my DM? I
Somebody
need the
voted for
answer.
Travis Matthews. I feel sorry for them.
Noah.
Travis Matthews. Who's he with now? Is he dead?
No, I think it's a steel hog.
Jeez.
All right, you guys ready for question number 2?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah.
All right. It's now in chat. Who is the only team to win a conference championship in both the Atlantic and the Pacific?
Ooh.
That's interesting.
Really interesting.
They won anything. But I'm gonna go.
This is
here.
tough.
I feel like I fucked up.
All right, we're good.
All locked in.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I went with the most winningest team that I could think of. I went with Voodoo.
I thought
would
them. Oh, I actually went Titans only because of what the Titans became. I didn't know if we were counting that, but
Tokyo. I was sitting here thinking, who's the fucking Titans?
Tokyo.
And
man.
that's the team we took over. That's
that's
Montreal.
Zach, who'd you take?
I went with the Ghost.
Am I revealing now? Because I still can't hear the other 3, so I'm just guessing.
Go
on their
ahead.
reaction.
Go ahead, Jake. Tell us what the correct answer is.
It was Chicago Ghost.
Damn it.
Who got that? Was that just
both
Skill?
times.
Was that Skill and Zach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, All right,
Yeah, the
Zach
goat beat the Wolfpack
Zach has
both
2.
times for it.
If Zach gets this next answer correct, he wins. Game's over.
Damn, you're gonna lose in 3 questions. Y'all suck.
Wow, I know, right? Can't believe I'm a commissioner.
Do people get it?
Dang, I got
We didn't know
Is
who
it
the
really?
loser is of this group.
All right, it's too long for the poll, so I'm gonna have to summarize it.
I got one wrong though.
I did too.
Yeah, I've got
Only Zach has gotten both. Correct
Zach's
so
gotten
far.
both correct. Well done.
All right.
He's
all
got
right,
his
so-
Chicago hoodie on too.
Oh, he knew the answer.
He wrote the answer on his shirt, big cheater.
Why didn't you look at the sweatshirt?
I was trying to give you hints. Come on.
You can hear Jake
Also,
typing.
I
Colin
know. I
Brookfield never won a.
because it's too long for the
The
poll.
Titans never won the Pacific Championship. They lost to the
So-
Crabs in the season
Yeah,
3
you-
Pacific
I'm
Championship.
sure you guys can.
Titans
figure
never won anything.
Well, they won
out.
you.
They made a conference championship once.
We
Yeah,
remember
I
when they
said
had to
it.
swim all the way over the Atlantic Ocean to get to Montreal?
Well, it's probably been easier for them to
Wait,
swim.
you made
through
them
the-
swim?
It probably would have been easier to swim
all right,
through
you guys ready? You guys ready?
Pacific.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
we're ready,
not
Jake.
ready.
All right. In season 2, Logan sold the Chicago Ghosts before immediately returning that offseason with an expansion team for season 3. What name did the original Chicago Ghosts team take in season 3?
Oh no, Zach knows it, and I wasn't here.
So the poll question is a little, screwed, but you guys got this. I believe in you.
Oh no.
I did it, but I don't think it's right.
I don't think I'm getting this one, but pretty
I'm in. Locked in.
Okay.
I took the spirits. I'm hoping Zach picked
That's the
something
throwback.
different.
I went Spirits.
LA Mambas.
All right. Well, I know it wasn't Berserkers, right? And I also know it wasn't Fighters because Carl the Duck had the Fighters. Right? I mean, we
could've
worked
picked
with
them
him,
up.
Derek.
He
We
could've
worked
picked
with him.
He could have picked them up in the expansion after Logan sold
You're
them.
right. He could have been a doppelganger.
No saying it didn't go to the Duck.
So if Zach, all right. So we guessed opposite
If
of
it's the
Zach,
LA
which is
Mambas-
good.
If it's the LA Mamba, Zach wins. Game
Who did
over.
Zach guess? I can't hear him.
The
All right,
Mambas.
Zach
The
guessed
Mambas.
the Mambas. So
Well,
Jake,
Zach, you're an
spill the
idiot.
beans.
It's the Sioux Falls Spirits.
Yes.
Spirits in a reference to a ghost, just for him to come back.
So it
And I
was
remember
still
the Spirit
before
Guy was
my-
like, I
it was
really
still
kept the
before
name
my
like
time,
this
that's
to be
why.
cool to you, and you just come back.
All right. So Skill and I got that correct. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Derek,
that's
you
right.
better step up your game, boy.
Look,
Come on,
man,
Derek, don't
I'm
lose.
just getting my losing out now so I can be better by the weekend. That's kind of how it goes.
Now, I forgot who told me this. It was either Jack or Skill gave me the answer to this trivia
Oh, great.
question, so whoops.
I don't know the question.
These are good. These are good. All right. So Colin, Zach, and Skill are tied with 2 points. Next point wins. Derek is fighting for his life over there in the corner.
Yeah, Derek's out. He'll come back. He'll come back. On God. Except
Fine, you're correct.
In season 6, the Phoenix Fighters were a team that played football. In how many of those games did the Fighters have at least one turnover?
I
How many
love
games
this
in the regular
question.
season?
I love this question. This is when we started, Derek.
Yeah, I know it was. This is how we got.
This was where it all started.
And I also know what that
Well,
team
they know
was
before
when we
winning
started.
fucking all the Gen
so I'm gonna
Bowls.
say
They were bad.
If you're locked in, put up your hand. All right, we're locked in. I remember this team was dog shit when we started.
So did I.
I'm sure they turned over the ball a lot.
I
Gosh,
said
Derek,
11.
I went with 12 because it seemed like the biggest number. It is the biggest number. It didn't just seem like it. It
I
was
went
definitely.
11.
I went with 12.
Two 11s, two 12s. Either way, Derek doesn't win unless.
If Skill is right, he wins.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't think we had 12 games back then. Did we? I guess we did. It
All right,
definitely
Jake.
didn't make the playoffs.
We're all locked in.
yeah, we're locked in.
It was 11 games.
Dang it! I was right, but not good enough.
Yes.
All right. Well, with that one, Skill takes the victory.
Season 12 Wyoming was the one game.
The unfortunate
the
thing
Week
is,
12.
I didn't come up with that question. Was meant for the original trivia back in like June when Happy Hour came back, and it just dawned on me now it was Skill that gave me that question.
Oh, wait, we got to do that one over. That's collusion. No, start over. We're doing one
Throw
more.
that one out.
One more.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
One more.
Are you kidding
All
me?
right, yeah.
It was a good trivia question, though, Skill.
Yeah, Skill's like, oh yeah, I know exactly what game it was that he didn't throw a pick.
That's probably, you said week 12 he didn't throw one. It's because me and Colin were,
Because we were there.
running that team by that point.
You were in Montreal.
Not by that.
No, we weren't. We were with the Phoenix
Season
Fighters
six.
with Carl the Duck.
Season 6.
That's how we got our start, I'm pretty
season
sure.
6 we were with Montreal, right?
Oh yeah, we were season 5.
So are we doing one more because that
Six-
question
Yeah,
might
we're
have
doing
been
one more
unfair.
because
Jake, we're doing one more because that last question was bullshit.
All right, we're gonna skip another question then because the next one might also be bull because it involves Jack P.
Why did you come up with new material?
I look like we're getting through all 10 questions tonight, guys.
Let me get this. Now this one, it's a little. Oh, that's a Q&A. That's the wrong. I do not want to do a Q&A. I want to do a poll. Thank you.
What are you flipping, Derek?
The card.
Jake's going
Clubs or
through
something,
all
looks
12
like.
of his
Derek, remember when you
questions.
got me this?
I do.
You guys seen this?
What is that?
It's a
It's
coaster,
battleships.
But you can play battleship on. So you block your boats with your glass.
Yeah.
So
All right,
Pretty
you guys
cool.
ready?
yeah, right. Stole
Ready.
That.
All right.
What's the question here?
In all of WFA history, who is the only two-time MVP? Only one. Couple have come close, but never gotten it.
Oh no, I should know this about my own player, and I don't know.
Is I don't know, but
I'm playing it smart here. I'm locked in.
I picked wrong.
All right. I
lost again.
am anticipating blocking Zach with Hugo pick. Yes. Yes.
I went Hugo as well.
I did not win Blanchard because I knew it wasn't Bradley Davis, even though I wanted it to be.
Blanchard has never been an MVP, has he?
Yes, he has.
But I knew as quick as Zach locked it in, I was like, I better vote Hugo just in case.
All right.
And
Yeah,
I had no
Hugo.
reasoning. It was Hugo. It was Hugo.
Season 2 and season 4.
All right, Derek, you can take a break. You can take a few drinks from the bar. It is now sudden death.
I didn't lace him with anything. Don't worry.
It is sudden death. So if you have any really, really tough questions there, Jake, now's the time to pull them out.
I bet he has like 3 left.
All right, Derek, you can take a break. You can take a few drinks from the bar. It is now sudden death.
All these questions are like
Oh.
BC before Colin.
Oh, BC. All right. Well, how
Well,
BC is
be
this
it
one?
that you only came in,
You know
we only
what?
got
We're
here
gonna do one.
season
This
5.
one right here.
Half
you know
the
what?
existence of the league was
Who's
before
left?
Colin.
What's the score? Who's in the sudden death?
It's Colin, Zach, and Skiller in sudden death.
Everyone but Derek.
Sorry, Derek.
That's fine. Like I said, I'm getting all my losing out now.
It's Montreal versus
Wow.
everybody, but right
You
now
guys
it's
wanna
Derek
know-
versus a nobody.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm
Well, let me
typing,
know.
almost done,
Let me
almost
let
done,
you.
almost
While
done.
we're waiting for Jake, I'll share with the audience trivia of all the things you can make with whale blubber. For what I've been also teaching my team: soups, soaps, margarines,
right, we ready?
lamp oil.
Not yet.
Don't soap.
Derek's talking about whale blubber.
So,
All
I'm
right.
so glad all right.
Go ahead, Jake.
So listen carefully here. Let's listen carefully here, kids. All right. What did Colin call the Berserkers before moving to Montreal?
Oh.
I feel like this is a loaded question. I feel like there's a little bit of collusion here with this. Because obviously I would know the answer to that. Locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
I'm not
Team 20.
playing, but I locked it in.
We're all locked in.
Team 20.
Team 20.
That was funny when that happened. Everybody called him Team 20. That was great. Remember, I posted that graphic. Was when I just started making graphics. I was really bad at graphics. And it was like this wooded area, and there was a hatchet stuck in a tree. And it was like ominous. It was like Team 20.
I remember waking up and just seeing that senior
what Team 20
Montreal
was.
announcement.
I was really hoping one of you would slip up and like not listen completely.
100% guess Team 20. Way to go, guys.
Everyone got it.
All right.
Try harder.
You want? I
See,
can
I'm
tell
gonna
you
see,
what
we
the
gotta keep it
Berserkers
going.
were going to be named before they
Still
were the
sudden death,
Berserkers.
right?
Yes.
All right, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw a tough question out here. I'm gonna throw a really tough one at you guys.
Derek, tell us a little bit about what the Montreal
So me
Berserkers
and Colin
could
went
have
through a
been.
long brainstorming session to determine where the Berserkers ended up. Montreal was the easy part. They were almost, and it's kind of unique for the Rise League, but they were almost the Valkyrie. We knew
were
we
almost the
wanted to
Valkyrie.
go Norse Viking type of
Are you
thing.
guys ready?
And it was almost a
Not
Viking.
yet, Jake.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Jake.
All right, Jake says, or Derek says, go ahead.
All right. So this is sudden death. I'm gonna get someone here. Someone may or may not win on this one. All right.
Uh-oh.
What's my middle name? Come on, I told you there's one non-WFA one. Come on, you guys got this. I believe in you.
Ooh.
How much do you guys care about me?
Only one of, I'm locked in. Only one of these sounds good, so I hope it's that one. I hope it's that one. Jake Andrew is sexy as hell.
Yep.
Wow.
I had to go with Andrew as well.
I went Andrew as well. It sounded the most sense.
I did as well.
We all picked the same one.
You all picked the same thing.
And is it right?
It's Jake Bryan Molyneux.
It's
I'm
Brian. Oh, what an awful name.
dead person, all right?
Nobody
Dead
picked,
person.
nobody voted for Brian.
Prius.
All right. All right.
Brian.
Listen, we're going to go one more question
no.
here. And if
One
we don't
more.
get this here, we're going to have to move on. Let's do one more question. Jake Andrew is so much better. Listen.
Silver sounded
Don't
most
send in the
white.
chat.
Sounded
You know,
most
if it's-
white. Yeah, I lick my nuts over.
If his initials were Jake Andrew, his initials would be
All
Jam.
right, all right. Wait,
How awesome would
that be?
Pull
JBM.
it up.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Ugh.
All right. You guys ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Ready
All right.
to be?
In his entire career, including minor leagues, how many teams has the quarterback Jack P played for?
Oh.
I like this question.
Uh-oh, he locked it in immediately. Even though I'm not participating.
Locked in. I'm going to say that I am really disappointed in Jake having the option of one, considering the minimum option would be two.
Yeah.
So very disappointed in that. I went with two.
I'm going
I
seven.
went 7.
I went seven
Seven.
as well. Not that my vote matters. But
I just assumed
I
he's
know
been with
Colin's wrong
Wyoming the
already,
whole time.
so,
Yeah, I was just like, yeah,
Yeah,
he's been with Wyoming.
Colin's definitely wrong.
yeah.
But I mean,
We all
Zach.
locked in. We're good.
yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we all
Who is
locked.
it?
Yeah, it's actually 7.
It's
Yes!
7.
Yes!
It's 7. All right, so we're going to hand the trophy to both Zach and Skill on trivia night tonight. That was
guys.
good. So whoever has the most hair wins.
Look at skill. Oh yeah, big dogs.
Body hair included.
Oh,
Could be close. Could be close. All right. Very good trivia night. Thank you, Jake. That was awesome. What I want to do right now is go ahead and switch over to the other screen. We are going to open up conversation for anybody who's here who has a question for us tonight. We'll take a few minutes. We're going to call this open bar. Send in your questions or topics of conversation. While we're waiting for that, Zach, you and I have talked that we think we're going to play both of the semifinal games on Sunday. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. We don't have an exact time on that just yet, but it'll be Sunday. Hopefully we'll have one of those games with a broadcasting crew. So that's the plan. And then the week after that will be the Gin Bowl and also the Toilet Bowl. Who do we have, Zach? We have Lincoln and New Haven?
New Haven, yes.
Oh,
Lincoln and New Haven in the Toilet Bowl. What I would like to do for that game is do a little pre-game for the Gin Bowl with the Toilet Bowl streamed on a little screen behind me while we do a show. And if anything exciting happens, we can like turn to the screen and talk about it, but nobody really cares about the Toilet Bowl.
No way.
We could use it.
Colin.
It
Colin,
doesn't
What?
let's broadcast that game, but from our bathrooms.
Ooh.
We have to do it from the bathroom. Or like a fucking porta potty somewhere.
Ooh.
Get a
Now.
porta
That sounds good.
Airplane bathroom. Join the
And
Club.
we eat Taco Bell the whole game.
First one to shit themselves loses.
Now, that sounds like a lot of fun, except for the fact that the Gin Bowl will be immediately after. We want to make sure we're present for that game. But we've got a lot of good things in store as far as the Gin Bowl production comes along. And also, at some point after the Gin Bowl, maybe a day or two after, we're going to try to do the Happies again, the Happy Awards for Happy Hour. So,
Kind of like, to end the season with a happy ending.
yes, we're going to end the season, end my commissioner responsibility with a happy ending.
If we
I'm
need
really
someone to
looking
give
forward
a
to
happy
that.
ending, let's ask Logan.
Was he a massage therapist?
In one area.
That makes me super uncomfortable. Well, it doesn't look like we have any questions tonight, folks. So I'm going to put up those future events for tonight. So, guys, thank you. Looks like we've had about 12 people watching consecutively the entire time tonight, which is awesome.
Colin, I do have a question for you.
Sure. Shoot.
Pros and cons on baldness.
Well, that's a very good question. Which would you like me to start with?
Start with the, let's end on a happy note. Start with the cons.
The cons are obviously you're not near as sexy
Oh.
without hair. I think. You lose that part of your life where you get to like converse and hang out with a barber. I've not seen a barber in years. I do miss that part, like setting and like watching the game and talking to the barber and that sort of thing. I never get to like step in a room and like shake my head like this. That's one thing that I really miss. That's about it. Pros though is that it takes me literally like 37 seconds to get ready in the morning. Takes me no time at all to get ready. I don't have any dandruff anymore. I used to have dandruff really bad. I have none now. I have none. I will say another con is that you have to shave this thing like every 2 days. That's annoying.
Really?
Yeah, that's annoying because I do have hair. just not like in the important places. So I could grow like a mullet in the back with nothing on top.
Oh, that's what you should do.
But no, I mean, I would say going bald was one of the best decisions I ever made. But I was already married and I already had kids, so I didn't have to like bring in a woman. You know?
Did you ever have to have a sit down talk? Because like, now I know this may be a little shocking, but Daddy was not always bald.
Well, my oldest daughter, she's 5. She likes to come up to me and she'll like come up behind me and she'll put her hands on my head and she'll smack my bald head and she'll say, "I love you, big bald daddy." So
That's also how I greet Colin when I see him in real life.
yeah, so you can just call me big bald
Do you
daddy.
like
still.
do you like clean him like you would a car window? Take like a rag and just wipe it in a circular motion.
Yeah, it's real easy. I haven't used shampoo in 7 years.
Bill Cherry says you need Viagra for your hair.
Oh, I
I've
can
got
dig it
some
up.
pictures.
I've
I'm
got
sure
some.
Derek could find some pictures of me with hair. So,
I mean, it's facial hair.
well, anyways, everyone, it's been a wonderful evening. Thank you guys. Thank you, Zach and Skill, for joining us. Jake, thank you for sharing that concerning story today. But you've got some stories to tell, that's for sure. Everyone, we only have 2 weeks left in season 10. We hope you're here for it. We're here for it. Let's hear you in Gen Chat. If you like the video tonight, if you like the show, let us know so that we can keep doing more of this. That's our motivation. But the only thing I can say at this point is let's hope that our parlay hits, boys.
Hey, Derek, I will. Good luck. I hope I win.
I hope you don't.
No! My master plan.
And with that, happy hour is over. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you next time.